Okay.
Welcome back to my channel.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Kitt. This is Gloria. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, why don't you subscribe and like and share? Also hit the notification bell. I mean, why would you not? I don't understand. Do you know that 66% of you people who watch my videos don't subscribe?
What's the meaning of that?
Like, it's free. What's the issue? Anyway, so Gloria is a counseling psychologist and she's going to tell us more about that. But today we're talking about mental illness because it is something that people do not talk about. And I do not know why. And there's a whole lot of think positive thoughts, be strong, snap out of it going on out here in this Nairobi.
Manifest.
It's a lot and it's not helpful. Anyway, so we're here to talk about mental illness and I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it.
Hi everybody, my name is Gloria Kitonga. I'm a counseling psychologist, as Kitt said. I offer therapy to individuals ranging between 18 and 25 years. But I also consult for a counseling center, which offers therapy to the same individuals and people who are older. They do premarital counseling, they do family counseling. And
I get a lot of questions about premarital counseling.
Really?
A lot.
Okay, so I can share the details. She'll share the details of both me and
the description box below.
Center. So please make sure you check and you contact us and reach out to us. So today I'm here to answer all of y'all's questions about mental health and yeah.
Yes, so I asked on my Instagram what you guys want to know about mental health and you guys showed out. So I'm going to post the questions to Gloria. She's going to answer and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay. First question, big one. We're just coming out with the big guns. How can you be actively present for someone with bipolar?
Right, that's a very good question.
First of all, what is bipolar? Because I know guys will be like, hey, that chick is bipolar. But do you know what bipolar means?
So bipolar is a condition where you have extreme moods.
Yeah.
So like this morning you can be extremely happy, extremely active, energetic, jumping off the walls. You can go for a run, go cycling, everything. Then in the evening you're very, very sad,
literally
very
depressed.
low mood, depressed. You could have anxiety attacks, you could be crying just unexplainably. It's not that something triggered it per se, it's just an extreme mood.
And it's a chemical imbalance in your brain.
Yes.
It is not because of your environment or anything like that. It is just how it is. You cannot control it. A lot of people who have bipolar disorder don't have a middle. They're either very happy or very sad.
Exactly.
And that's exhausting. Can you imagine? So now, how can you be there for somebody? How can you be actively present for someone who has this disorder?
So first, it's important that the person is diagnosed. You're diagnosed by a psychiatrist or any other mental health medical personnel, and so they tell you, okay, you have bipolar, and they usually administer medicine to balance those hormones in your body. So that chemical imbalance that we're talking about will now be balanced by medicine. Once that is done, maybe you live with this person at home, right? So you can be able to discuss with them what are their triggers. For example, they don't like it when you talk about them in private in another room. So try and engage with them, try and involve them in your everyday life. Don't like push them aside and say, that one is too stressed, that one is too. If it's cooking in the house, let them cook with you. If you guys
be
are
normal,
basically. Exactly, be normal.
Yeah.
When they're having their low or extremely high moments, try and cater to them as much as possible. If, for example, they're crying, don't leave them in the corner to cry. Go and talk to them, comfort them, ask them, because sometimes they may have like irrational thoughts. They may think they're being attacked by something, or they're going to fail an exam, something of the sort. Go and sit down with them, ask them what's going through your mind, how can I help you, get them a drink. Just don't push them, and it can be really hard. You might feel really hurt because they can also be very violent. They don't take it to heart. They are going through something really, really hard, and do your best to cater to them. And then when they're in their normal state, try and talk to them about it. Ask them, when you get like this, how can I help you? Should I get out of your way? Should I sit with you? Should I get you a drink? Should I call somebody? Yeah.
Oh, right. Very nice. Thank you. I used to have a friend. I had a friend who had bipolar disorder.
And what did you do?
And he was up and down, and it was very difficult. But I think we just would try to be normal around him. He was diagnosed and he was on medication, and we'd just really try to be normal around him. But he'd get very paranoid and stuff like that. Yeah.
But you have to take time, guys. Take time to understand. It's not
even you read
now.
Up on it. If this is your person, read up on what they're going through. Okay, how do you get over the feeling of thinking you're just meaningless?
Okay, so I would say, okay, first maybe seek therapy, because maybe there's something that has happened in your life that actually makes you think that. Maybe you used to, in school, your teachers were always telling you you'll amount to nothing. Now you're doing a degree or you're working and you don't feel like your output is sufficient or something like that. So you can seek therapy. But also speak to the people around you. Maybe it's just your own thoughts based on what you're seeing, but the other people don't think that. So sit down. Let's say, for example, your colleague said, that work you did was bad, or you know, something that was off-putting to you. Sit down with them and ask them, did you really mean X, Y, and Z? Or I didn't like when you said this, this, and this because it made me feel a certain way. So it may not be that that's what they meant, but that's how you took it based on your own, I don't know, prior experiences. But speak to the people around you and try to understand, do they actually think that, and seek therapy. Okay,
seek therapy, guys. Somebody also asked, is therapy necessary for a person who is not mentally ill? You see, this is, guys need therapy. I think we use therapy like a breakdown service rather than a maintenance. Which even like you need to go to therapy to maintain sanity. You know, talk to somebody. Even if you don't pay a professional, talk to somebody. That's still therapy. Talk to a friend, talk to your family member, and offload. Okay,
correct.
Yeah. Is there people to see about postpartum depression in Kenya? Many.
First there's that lady, the one Shiki usually talks about. Shiki of over 25.
Yeah.
I'm a first time mom.
Oh, I'm a first time mom, Terry.
Yeah. There's her, and then you see, the thing is, a lot of therapists have specialized in things, but it's not like written on their head. They just do therapy. So you can go and inquire at specific places. Hi, do you have experience in this? Do you have experience in this? Then you'll get to hear they've actually covered.
Yes. That. Exactly. So are there any signs and symptoms to look out for to know that somebody is mentally ill?
That's such a broad thing. Mentally ill could mean anything in the world.
Yeah.
So no. Let's just go with
no. Let's go with no.
Maybe for like the specific disorders or specific diseases that do have signs and symptoms, but don't be in the habit or don't want to look for mental illness. Don't label it as that. But there's very specific things: depression, anxiety disorder, bipolar, and those have specific signs and symptoms. So don't be looking to that one is mentally ill.
Yeah.
Just forget that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Because again, how will it help you?
You see, you can't.
Yeah.
Just no. There's not no.
Yeah. Okay. How do you help a family member who is clearly struggling but refuses any form of help? Well, yeah. Honestly, yeah. Because you're like, my friend,
what's up to this person?
You need help. You need to see someone. But they're like, no, those are Western things.
Yeah. Or they don't even see it themselves. Maybe they're
like, I don't need help. I'm okay. I can cope.
Yeah. I don't know. You can't force somebody to seek help. And even if you physically carry them to the place, they won't receive healing until they open up to that.
But even like rehab centers and stuff like that, you have to, as an adult, it's you have to consent.
Agree. Yeah. So maybe like if you live with this person, you could just keep mentioning things in conversation, like maybe healthy coping mechanisms or things you've had have helped others. And the thing is that even if people don't show interest, they always hear.
They
always hear what you say.
It's learned
They'll
somewhere.
say, I don't care about you, or never tell me that again, but they've heard what you said. So what they do with that information is, it's out of your control, but they heard. So your work there is just to keep mentioning things that might, ring a bell or make them think, okay, maybe I can actually go. But yeah, it's not by force.
Okay. Apparently, we are still telling people to be strong and to have powerful thoughts. I mean, that's all well and good. There's nothing wrong with being strong and having powerful thoughts. Also, get help if you need it. It's not one and the other. It is yes and rather than okay, but Yeah. Okay. So somebody would like to know more about shadow work. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah, like
how to go about it, and can you help this person go through the process?
I don't currently know a place where you can shadow.
Okay, what is shadow work?
Shadow work is, from what I've understood, is there's, let's say for example, a therapist, and you also want to be a therapist, so you go to where that person works and sort of do what they do. But first of all, with therapy, you don't need a degree. If you're doing like internship, no. Okay. Because you're not taking on a client by yourself. You just sort of want to see how it's like. Okay. But the thing with therapy, it's a very one-on-one thing. I can't bring you to listen to this person's problem. So what usually would happen is maybe the therapist, whoever you get to work with, can let you look at like maybe past notes or past cases, and then you discuss one-on-one. Or if they have like a tape would be okay, but many people would not want to be taped. Yeah, so it's really tricky, and in my time when I was trying to look for something like that, I didn't find. So I don't know anywhere at the moment. I don't know anywhere in Kenya, guys. So are there signs that you are slowly getting into depression? Yes. Again, don't be so quick to I'm depressed. Label. Just remove those things from your head. It's like feeling, you wake up feeling tired and you tell yourself, hey, malaria. You see, then you go and buy malaria queen. You see, that's a dangerous way to live. It's a very just like so you need to don't self-diagnose anything. Mental illness, physical illness, it's dangerous to self-diagnose because you're not an expert. You're an expert in yourself, but you're not an expert in the field. But I'm talking a lot. Go ahead. So if you do have depression, what are the signs? So depression is defined as a, what can I say, extreme, constant, prolonged low mood. So if you woke up tired and sad and lonely this morning, that doesn't mean you're depressed. But if it carries on for, there's a certain amount of time that they say, but let's say a week, then maybe you are. So signs are like very, very tired, like unexplainably tired. You slept the whole night, but you're sleeping, tired. It's noon. What's not happening? And I think a lot of people think depression is you're sad. But it has to be coupled with you're tired, you have no drive, you have no energy, and you even don't have a will to get out. Like, just even if you have a job or you have school, you're like, too bad. Loss of appetite. Yes. So I've said loss of sleep. Or you could even have loss of sleep. You're oversleeping or you're undersleeping. The whole night you didn't sleep. The whole day you're not sleeping. What other things? Loss of appetite. Is overeating also a sign? You can overeat. So you see those extreme things. Maybe like wallowing in sadness a lot. So something minor happened, you poured your tea in the morning, suddenly your mood is spoiled for the whole day, and it's spoiled for the rest of the week. Like what's up? Yes, but it's extremes of anything for a long period of time. So it's not just, I mean, you can be sad just generally as a person, or you can be low as a person, but 1 day, 2 days is not enough to define. Okay. How do you know you've gotten to the point of seeing a psychiatrist or a psychologist? Now, as soon as you think that, go. Just go. There's no book an appointment. Go. And by the way, I don't recommend seeing a psychiatrist unless unless you've been diagnosed and you've been recommended to go see a psychiatrist, because psychiatrists
prescribe medicine. So imagine if you can deal with whatever is going on in your life with a psychologist, a counseling psychologist like Gloria, but then you're taking medicine to either increase your mood or decrease. The medicine should come second to therapy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we already talked about the difference between depression and sadness. How do you reconcile two families who are not talking to each other? I need so much more context.
Yeah, we need to know, why are they not talking to each other? What are the implications? A mediator is a very good person to go to.
Yeah.
If because it's two parties, you're talking about two parties. If it was just one family, like the nuclear family, dad, mom, children, you can go for family therapy. But because two families, maybe there's a lot involved, like legal stuff. Maybe there's a child somewhere in between. Whatever the case, go to a mediator. A mediator is
a therapist
like a lawyer.
On crack.
It's like a mixture of psychologist, ex-lawyer. So they have the legal background that you need in terms of who needs to sign what, all of that. But at the same time, they're understanding. It's not just about the paperwork. It's about who felt this way. Why did you feel like this? So
how did that make you feel?
Exactly. Okay, can you sign that and tell them never tell me that?
Okay. How do you deal with someone going through depression?
Be there for them, 100%. Be there for them. And let me tell you guys,
and depression can make you depressed. Somebody's depression can make
will depress you.
Where?
There's somebody I know who has struggled with depression for a really long time, and there's a time we were really good friends.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that I did anything out of the ordinary to be their friend. We were just friends. We used to go out to Karura or go out for lunch, whatever. And when he had like really low moods, I would give him his space, all of that.
Yeah.
But years down the line, I'm still told by his family members, thank you so much for being there for so and so. And I'm like,
imagine.
Oh,
because you were there.
Exactly. So be there, be a friend, but also look out for yourself. There's levels to this thing. So like she said, the person can also drain. You can also become depressed, and you don't want that. Like,
how are you helping him now if you are down?
So depending on your proximity to this person and your relationship to this person, be there for them, but also look out for yourself. Take time off. If you feel like this person has finished all my energy, take a day off, take a week off. And that doesn't make you any less of a friend. It's just helping you be a better friend to them. But be there for them, 100%.
Yeah. And how do you encourage that person? They've been clinically diagnosed, they have depression. How do you encourage them to keep taking their meds? My friend, tough love. Hey, let me tell you, the thing with depression is as soon as you start taking your meds, you start feeling better and optimistic about the world. But you see, the depression was not caused by you. It was caused by a chemical imbalance, and you need the medicine to recalibrate. But now because you're optimistic, you stop taking the drugs.
No.
You will be like this, whoosh. But it's very difficult to tell a person who is in that optimistic state, my friend, please, you still need this.
Yeah.
If you stop, you're going to be back there. And now I feel really good. Now I feel like
No. Yeah, that one is it just has to be by force. Honestly.
It's by force. It's just like, my friend, just keep taking.
Until the time the psychiatrist or whoever that prescribed the medicine says that, okay, you can't stop.
Cindy, you reduce the stop or whatever. Exactly. I don't know how it works. You can't just
go cold turkey on. You'll lose it. You can't do that.
No. So if you're in this situation where you are clinically depressed and you're taking meds, when you start feeling optimistic, that's the time.
Remember why you're optimistic. Please just remember and swallow that.
It is artificial optimism. So keep taking the medicine till you get better. Okay.
Great.
Okay. Okay. So this is an interesting one. I know you don't have therapy for babies, but somebody's 1.5-year-old daughter can't sleep without putting the shawl in her mouth. Is it in her mouth or on top? Because babies really like the feeling of something here. Is it inside the mouth or on top?
Let's say it was inside. That's dangerous. Okay, that's just plain old dangerous. If it's on top, there's that soothing thing.
Yeah, that babies do that all the time. Yeah.
And do they get over it? No, they don't. They'll do this. And guys, actually, funny story. I know somebody she's older than me. She's like 26. She still does that. As an adult who works and all of that, she still does this. So that's I don't know. But if it's inside, just remove that one. That's removed. Replace with a pacifier, or I don't know what you'll do, but
yeah, not the short. Okay. How do you deal with anxiety? Is there treatment for anxiety?
Yes, there is. Again, the extreme is you'll end up at a psychiatrist and you're given medicine that actually helps balance your hormones. But if you're not yet there, or you've not yet gone to see a psychiatrist, or whatever the case, there's things you can do by yourself. So there's things like breathing exercises. Breathing exercises are important to practice before you have the attack, so it becomes a normal.
You have spoken like 4 wise people, because a lot of us treat all these coping mechanisms as medicine rather than prevention.
Exactly.
Which we really need to be doing these things when we are well.
Yeah, exactly.
So that when we do fall in a place of unwell, we have the mechanisms.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So breathing exercises, you can Google. There are many. So you can find like 1, 2, or 3 that you can find 1, 2, or 3 that that you like, or that you find easy to do, and whatever. Just keep practicing them. Whenever you're in the house just relaxing, just practice. Yoga. Yoga is
because
very
again, breathing and stretching.
Bring one with your body, being alert about every part of your body. You're not just on your mind, oh my goodness, my head is paining. You're thinking about your toes, your fingers, all of that. Yoga is a very good practice. Again, you're having a panic attack, your anxiety, oh my goodness, let me do yoga. You can't. It needs to be something you're used to doing, so that when it's in the moment, you have the tools, you can the things that you used to do. Regular exercise, even just apart from like yoga, breathing exercises, regular exercise, eating well, all of that. And then try and identify your triggers. What is it that makes you anxious? Maybe it's
so you can see the trigger coming, so it doesn't come on to you. Can see it coming, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be over here. So you're not waiting for things, you're not reacting to things, right? You're being proactive. So you can identify triggers. It can be hard, it can be a walk in the park, but just try and see, when is it that my heart rate is rising, or I'm having like what are they called? Thoughts that are like out of the ordinary, not unrealistic, but things that are out of oh my goodness, when I walk outside I'm going to be hit by a car. You don't usually think about that. So when does that happen? Things like that. Try and identify from early, just like when you're relaxed and nothing is bothering you. Then you can say, okay, so maybe when I do this, this happens. Therefore, I'm now going to be ready the next time. Is there a caretaker support group for people that look after the ill siblings, parents, or children? Yeah, there are, by the way. Hey, but now you have to find them.
I don't know off my off head, but I'm sure there are.
And especially on Facebook, if you Google such and such support group, things will pop up. So I would recommend you Google. But I know of 1 or 2, but they're not for mental illness, although physical illness sometimes goes hand in hand with mental illness, because you're so sick all the time, you're losing your mind, so whatever. Is not getting aroused during sex for almost 10 years of marriage normal? The answer is no.
I mean, I have not been married for 10 years, but no.
That is not normal.
No, darling. No.
You need to see a therapist.
See a therapist. You're by yourself. With your partner. Maybe something is wrong.
I would recommend you to see the therapist by yourself.
Def, but and I mean, like,
if you whatever is happening there, you can
deal with it. Yes. But then, like I was saying, with your partner also, because maybe even your partner is like, is there something wrong with me? So getting them into whatever you discover is the issue. Maybe it's like an anatomical issue or a mental thing, whatever the case. Now you bring them in, and the therapist is able to tell them, look, this is what's happening with this person, and this is how you can be there for them, and like that.
This is very common. How do you know when you need to see a doctor for mental health issues? Is it just life issues or you're unwell? Guys, let me just explain something. Mental health is like saying physical health, but now emotional. Okay, so when you ask me how are you doing and you say my physical health is not that good, it could range from a headache to cancer.
Literally,
that is what physical health means, right? If you have a headache, your physical health is not up to par.
Correct.
If you are sad or anxious, your mental health is not up to par. It's not a bigger deal.
Yeah, right.
I think people make it because I've said mental health, it's like a big deal.
Like,
No. It is it ranges from when you're sad to schizophrenia. So literally, yeah, see a doctor because you're sad. See a therapist because you're sad, and talk about your sadness. It's not. I don't know how else
and
to say.
Also, can we just normalize seeing therapy when you're okay?
Yeah.
See therapy when you're okay.
Hi, I've come to say I am okay.
Literally, the way you go for like a yearly checkup, maybe the whole year you've been perfect, whatever, but it's reached December 20th, you just know it's yearly checkup time, regardless of what the year looked like. So you go, they tell you everything is perfect, your liver, your kidney, your head, you're like, okay,
thanks.
Similarly, you can go, you literally just go. The therapist will ask you, oh hi, what brought you here? Nothing. I literally just wanted to say hi and just discuss a few things with you for 1 hour, then I'm gone. You don't have to go back next week, you don't have to go back next month. It's just the way you check the car for service. Like, the car is not making any sound, it's just the time has reached this number of kilometers, it's time to go. The car is fine. It's fine. Yeah, just normalize going.
I hope you're listening.
I hope we're hearing.
Are we together?
Good.
Please. Good. I hope we're together. For the people in the back. Okay. Is anxiety a mental illness? Yeah.
Anxiety disorder.
Severe anxiety, imagining bad things could happen. It's a mental illness. Yeah. Too many people with illnesses and issues they don't recognize. It's okay to get help. Yes.
Correct. Affirmative.
It is. How do you help someone who gets anxiety attacks?
Right. So that's actually
what's an anxiety attack and how can it manifest?
An anxiety attack is can be characterized by a number of things or just one.
Yeah.
Increase in heart rate. When you're increase in heart rate, that means you could also be like sweating, whatever.
And breathing.
Could be shaking. Your breathing is people get short of breath, so you're and unprovoked. We're literally sitting and it's not like we've been running or we've climbed a mountain.
All of a sudden you're panting.
Exactly. Then if they're talking, it's what's the word for, like, they're not, it's not a full sentence, it's just sporadic words here and there because they're not able to articulate themselves because their mind is racing, like their mind is moving faster than what they're saying. What else? They could also have like very irrational thoughts. So we're being attacked. We're all of us in this room, and there's someone coming in. Oh my goodness, they're coming for me, and they're like,
I'm like, no, Gloria, there's nobody.
Where are they? Yes. So irrational thoughts and fears also. Right. So if you know that this person has a tendency of this or has been diagnosed and all of that, take them to somewhere safe. That's the most important thing. So if, for example, you're at a party, go outside, make sure there's air or open the windows or whatever the case, but get them out of this loud, congested area. Take them to somewhere safe. If you're able to leave the place and go home or the place where that person stays a lot, do that. You don't need to be at the party for the rest of the day. Just go home. If you're not able to do that or in partnership with that, water, give them water. You can guide them through breathing exercises. Just one simple one.
Like you do it together.
Exactly. So, okay, listen, let's sit down or let's stand, whatever. Breathe in 10 seconds, breathe out 10 seconds, like that. You can even, like, I'm guessing in the moment you won't have like pre-planned, but just think about breathing. You need this person to breathe until they calm down so that now we can discuss what's the issue, because you can't, it's really hard to get through to them and understand what's happening when they are at this extreme fear and anxiety.
Is getting angry almost all the time a sign of mental illness? Yeah. I mean, your mental like, or maybe it's just emotional intelligence. Maybe it's
no,
just
but
emotional.
can we just agree as Africans that this anger thing is not normal? It's you see it a lot. So you think
it's common.
Normal. It's common, exactly, but it's not normal. That's not, because I feel like Africans, the response to almost everything is anger.
We just don't have a lot of emotional intelligence.
You're hooting. Like, so that's not normal.
Yeah. Control your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's treat it as such. That's not okay.
It's not okay. So it's not a mental illness.
I wouldn't define it as a mental illness. It's just something you need to work on.
Yeah. Okay, advice for caregivers to people with mental illnesses.
Take care of yourself.
My friend, debrief.
Yeah, talk to somebody, a professional, especially because you're with this person a lot.
Yeah.
As in, you're their caregiver, it's not just a friend. So speak to a professional, and then like do things that you need. If it's rest. If it's exercising or walking, do that. If it's you need to eat right, do that. But look out for yourself, because this is draining, and there's no like, this person is not constantly telling you, oh my goodness, thank you, have some chocolate. They are really finishing you. So you need to take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Self-care. I was diagnosed with clinical depression. No one believes me. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? You want people to have boils on their skin so that you can be, as in, if I say, okay, yes, I believe you, what is that taking away? What has it taken away from you?
That's very
unfortunate. And it's because we are still in this whole thing of think positive thoughts. You're just sad. Snap out of it.
Snap out of it. Just walk it out. That's really unfortunate.
Walk it out.
That's really, actually, somebody actually told me that they were told that. I just go outside and walk. What do you mean by that? Okay, what do you mean by that? Anyway, that's really unfortunate, and I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Unless this person is maybe your caregiver, like your parent or your sport, like someone who pays for like your medicine, stuff like that, I don't think you need to go above and beyond to convince them.
Yeah.
If you believe me, you don't believe me, whatever.
That's what.
However,
it is what it is.
If you're reliant on this person, if this person is somebody you live with, or so you need them, like they're paying for you something or something like that, maybe then you can take a bit of time explaining to them. You can have them come with you to the doctor, the person who diagnosed, and just tell them, look, you just talk to this person, just convince them. And I've seen people do that before, because I'm going to tell you you're not listening to me. So
and
just
I need
go.
Medicine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just go talk to this guy. Whatever they tell you, that's how it is. But it's not. It can be very draining to try and like you're trying to come to terms with it yourself, and someone is not believing you. No, just send them to somebody else. Honestly.
Is overthinking a mental illness?
So here's the thing, guys. Everybody overthinks. I think to some extent everybody overthinks. However, anxiety can be paired with overthinking. You're so anxious that you're thinking about everything. But this overthinking for, oh my goodness, what will I wear? Will it go with these shoes? Just small time, like it's not like a thread of thoughts. That's just you thinking a lot.
Yeah.
But overthinking, like in an extreme case, could be paired with anxiety. Maybe you have an anxiety disorder, or some insecurities are manifesting in. Yeah. Also, let me define something for you. An illness is something that hinders or makes difficult your life or your way of living. So it has to take away from your life. If you're overthinking and moving on with life as usual, you're not sick. If you're overthinking and you can't move, you're sick. Okay? You get the difference? Yeah. That's important, okay? That's key. Toxic family relations. Why do some people choose to ignore how much it affects people's mental health? Ignorance. I think it would be my short answer. Yeah. It's easier to say that this has no effect on anybody than to start unpacking. For Kitt, it made her depressed. It made her an alcoholic. It made her barren, it made her this. For this next person, it's just easier to say, look, that's just life and let's keep it moving. So now it takes like individuals like Kitt alone to say, and my family, they're hectic, so she now goes for therapy. Then the next person like that. But as a unit, no, it's easier to ignore.
It's just easier to just sweep it under the rug. Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately.
How do you convince someone they need therapy?
We talked about this. It's not by force.
Also, I think people hear you need therapy as there's something wrong with you.
Right.
And that's where we really need to change the narrative. There's nothing wrong with you. You are good. You need help. You need support in this one area. You know, I think that's what really makes people really defensive and they're like, no, I don't need therapy. Because it's like, there's something wrong with you, see someone. No.
That's not what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you could use a bit of support here. So that life, can be even better or something like that.
So actually. So maybe like don't go as you really need help. You're just talking about whatever area you think this person needs help in. Maybe let's say grief, for example. I've been thinking about this and this, and you know what? I think that if you spoke to X, Y, and Z, it might help you get a better perspective on what you're going through, or they might help you with some new tools that you've not thought of, things like that. So it's not that you have an issue and you need help. No. I'm just saying it might support you in this way.
Yes. Can mental health be dealt with spiritually? Like, can you pray depression away? Can you pray cancer away? Is what I would counter with. Can you pray malaria away? You can try. And if the malaria goes,
well and good. I feel
like God has put medicine on earth, both mental and physical medicine, for a reason. Use what you have. But if you sit at home and decide you're going to pray, that's up to you. I don't know if it will work.
Yeah, guys, and this is not to mean
why are you already so tired?
Because now if you say no, so you don't believe. No,
it's not that.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, for example, someone has been diagnosed with cancer, right? We already know we're taking them to India, chemotherapy, we're not going to sit in the house and pray that the tumor that is in their gut is going to disappear. How will it go? Tell me how it will go.
God will.
So you're going to pray for comfort for them, for financial provision, even just for them to get better. But there's things God has placed on earth. And humans that God has placed on earth to help with this process. It doesn't mean that now that you've gone to take medicine or you've gone to see a doctor, his work is done. No. These things it's like a partnership.
Yeah.
It's you see, you can't pray for your car to stop making a sound without going to the garage.
You really can't. Or you could, but the car will still make the sound.
Will still be there. Are we getting each other?
Are we together?
Good.
ADHD. I have diagnosed myself. Attention. Woo!
Sorry, back it up.
Attention. This is attention deficit disorder. Hyperactivity disorder.
Okay,
This is a very serious disorder.
So
for you to tell yourself you have ADHD because you are anal about, or you are what's it called? Guys, we laugh because we don't want to cry, but for you to say that you have ADHD, maybe because you're a control freak or because you're always fidgeting, is not it. It's not it.
Right. So rewind this video to the part where we said don't self-diagnose.
Rewind.
Okay. Have you reached there? Good. Now come back. ADHD is not a joke. That's not. The people who are actually diagnosed with that, you can tell this person is bouncing off the walls. Like, you won't miss it. It's not just someone calm in the corner. Maybe no. You will know. Trust me, you will know. So don't self-diagnose. If you actually think you do, go and present your case to the doctor and say, look, I have X, Y, and Z. However, if you're just there's a word that's used to mean like you fixate. Fixate on like a certain thing for a long period of time. For example, cleaning, you won't just wipe scrub. It's a lot. You're doing extra.
and you have many rituals, but that's now like OCD.
Exactly. Yes.
You have many rituals, and if you don't do them, then you think that you're gonna die or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's signs you feel like, because you can just read about it on Google, if there's things you feel like, perhaps, okay, maybe you have it, but just don't self-diagnose, because that's a really extreme thing.
It's really extreme. It's really extreme, because a lot of us think we have OCD.
And trust me,
there is people who clean their house and wash their hands until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
They are sick and tired, but they have to do it, because if they do not, they believe they will die. You think that your house is orderly, you have OCD.
You're just organized, which is a good thing, honestly, but you just don't have OCD, and you don't want to have OCD. Trust me,
nobody wants these diseases.
Go on YouTube, just search. Anybody with just search their OCD, look at the things they do. You'll be scared. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't.
Okay. So tell people who have no idea what mental illness is to shut up and keep their opinions to themselves.
Hi, this is a PSA. If you know nothing, say nothing.
And also Google.
And yeah, like, it's 2021, guys.
Yeah. Are there any opportunities for young counselors in the field?
You're looking at one.
What did you do to get here?
Right, so I have a degree, a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. And then I just spoke to a few people who have like counseling centers and asked them, can I work with you? And because I've now been practicing for some time, I'm now able to get even more clients with more with a wider range of situations. Yeah, and then referrals. So I also see people on my own through referrals. So I told one person, hi, I offer therapy. They came to me and they liked what they saw, so they sent over the next person. So yeah, that's what I did. And then I've also registered for the, what is it called? There's a body. Yeah, so at every step of your career you register. So when you have like a bachelor's, you register. When you have a master's, you register. Like that. Just for recognition and like to have a legal, like somebody behind you. You're not just someone operating out there on the streets.
Yeah, because health is sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would also recommend for this person to find counselors and talk to them
because
work with them.
People are willing to take you under their wing.
Yeah. Okay, last question. My son is 3 years old. He knows 1 to 10 ABCD, but he doesn't communicate. Should I get a therapist, or should I get someone?
A speech therapist. There are those
there's therapists for children. Yeah. I would recommend ask your pediatrician about it and see if you can get a speech therapist, because maybe they're just reciting things that they, I'm talking a lot, but children are my business, but they're just reciting stuff that they watch on TV. Guys, we have the TV on way too much. Way more than we need to. We really, my friends, please turn off the TV. Let your child talk to themselves. Let them talk to the doll. Let them talk to the blocks. That's how they develop speech. But if they're always just sitting in front of a screen being fed information, they will learn to say 1, 2, 10, and they will learn to say A, B, C, D, because they are just spewing back what they hear. Turn off the screen and let people interact with each other and talk and create and live in the normal life. You will not find these problems in shads or people, in places where they don't have as much screen time. Yeah. All right, Gloria, is there anything else you want to share with the people before we go off?
Normalize therapy. Just normalize it. Look at it as service for the vehicle, but not for your mind. And yeah, like, let's be kind to everybody, because you don't know what people are going through. And also be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Look out for yourself. feed yourself. Yeah, and smile.
I truly hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you learned something about mental illness, about just illness in general, and about how to deal with it. Share with me in the comment section what you guys learned and what you'd like to hear next from such a series or such a person as Gloria. And until next time, bye.